Are we recording? Oh, fantastic!
Don't shout too loud though, because I can't monitor the audio.
I think it's time for you to do the introduction because I keep forgetting what we've called our podcast.
I had a realization a couple of days ago, thinking about this, where I realised if you move your mic further away from your face, that's what I realised. But it's not an ice cream. Is that I don't think we have ever introduced ourselves at the start of one of these. We've just started
First
talking.
We did on the first one.
But I think what we have to do is in each one is introduce ourselves in case someone's listening.
That's a
from
very
this
good
point.
point.
And I realised we don't actually introduce ourselves. We just start talking sugar.
No. So do you think we need to sit there and possibly just record
an intro?
An intro that we can slap at the start of those.
Like
maybe,
one of those like duo voicemails where it's like, hi.
Well, we're starting this one really well. So it's episode 5. We definitely did an introduction on episode 1.
Yeah, so hello.
So we need 2, 3 and 4. So shall we quickly do an introduction that we'll sit there and just paste onto 2, 3 and 4?
No, we just leave those into the abyss. But
okay, love it.
Well, my name is Izzy.
Well, I'm Martin.
And I'm also Martin. No, I'm not. I'm Izzy. And I thought I would be funny. Anyway, I'm Izzy.
That wasn't funny.
It wasn't.
No.
I've seen it before on like chat shows where they do that, and I'm like, that's funny. Tried it. Didn't. Well, I got a laugh there.
Okay.
So I'm Izzy, you're Martin, and this is allegedly thriving.
Absolutely.
And,
the podcast where we explore whether you're thriving or just surviving.
Just riffing this as you go.
I do it every week.
I like it. So are you this week, the week of our Lord, March the something? Are you thriving or are you surviving?
Oh, I'm thriving.
Oh, how dare you.
I know, it's awful, isn't it? Well, I'm mainly thriving because I had a good gig last week. I was working down with your dad, taking pictures of mobile phones, which was surprisingly
not in a weird
interesting.
way at all.
I mean, yeah, I had a job where I spent 5 hours essentially taking photographs of mobile phones, and it was surprisingly interesting.
Yeah, I think when
I think it says a lot about me.
Yeah, I think when you're working with certain clients that we have where maybe the subject matter is a bit drier, if you will, it's nice to have a fresh pair of eyes on the experience so we can refresh the offerings that we have. And I think what Dad said you had to like take a picture of like a box with the key in one position and then a box with the key in another position.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Literally key turning stuff.
And he said that you literally had the time of your life. So
I wouldn't say it was the time of my life, but I definitely enjoyed myself. There were some real technical elements in terms of, mobile phones have got lovely shiny. I mean, I should probably sit there and clarify I'm a photographer, which is why I'm excited by this. But, mobile phones have shiny screens, so you've got to look at all the reflections of the lights to try and get rid of those, which was great. But then there's other things like if you're taking a digital image of a digital screen and you haven't got the focal point just right, you get a little what they call a moire.
Oh, the moire,
moire.
Yes, that's a moire.
That's a moire of the screen.
When the light hits your jacket like a big... Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so you're trying to take a picture of a message on a screen and it comes out and you look at the picture on your laptop and it turns out it's a Scottish version with a nice tartan print. And it just, you're now then sitting there trying to figure that out. So I learned a lot from it. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
No, it is good to... And like I said, your pursuit of work from Howell Media eventually paid off. So
yeah,
we've done it now. Goodbye.
No, that's just the first of many.
So you're thriving.
I'm thriving, but I also I'll have more reasons that I'm thriving. But first, I'll throw the question back to you: are you thriving or surviving?
So you're doing the thing podcast etiquette wise that I didn't do last time. So
yes, but
thank you.
So the other. I wouldn't worry about it because remember, this podcast is designed to be fun and a release for you and I. And sorry, anybody who's listening, you're kind of secondary to that.
But
it's true.
We're so audience first.
Go audience.
I am surviving. Just literally so you're thriving. I am the energy I'm bringing to this is... the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan? That's me in life. That's the inside of my head right now.
Ooh.
I am surviving. But not in a depressing way. We can all have a mentee bee now and then and come back to life. And it's all part of life, it's a bad day, not a bad life and all that. But yeah, it's been a rough week. I've had my eyes poked. I've had just technical things to deal with. I've had days where all I want to do in my fantasy life, as we were talking about before, my fantasy life is being in a cute village in the Lake District, surrounded by, when you go outside and all you can hear is sheep, that sort of thing.
So your fantasy life, the life that you could have anywhere in the world,
yes,
you have chosen a Lake District village with sheep.
Yes, and I'm in a bookshop, one of those cute bookshops that's like got the soft lighting, and I make coffees and tea for people, and I do like the little cute cakes.
Kind of feel Hugh Grant's about to walk in.
I know, exactly. And then I sell books and I read books and I'm surrounded by the smell of books. That's the brain fantasy I go into all the time.
So like the PG nice version of Black Books.
Yes, but with scones and only nice people every
Instead
day.
of fags and red wine.
Yeah. Only nice, quaint people every day. And I can say, all right, Bob, the usual. And he's like, yes, please. And I make him a cream tea with a nice cup of tea and a lovely teapot. That's my fantasy. And that's where, when I'm stressed and I'm juggling a lot of things and I'm running businesses and I'm doing all the things that a grown-up's meant to do, I just go back to that bookshop in my head and I'm like, I want to be one of those people that is actually like a secret millionaire and just goes and has like a really normal job.
See, that reminds me, I keep meaning to bring my little espresso machine in at some point, although I couldn't use it here because it's not pat tested and all of that. But
Put it in the kitchen.
Because I seem to remember that one of the things you really wanted to learn how to do was be a barista.
It is. I want to be one of those people. I love going to Starbucks and watching people make all the coffees. I love it.
But I mean, Starbucks now, they don't even have the hoppers. They just press a button.
I know, but it's the routine. It's like when they've got all the different knobs and whistles and twiddles and puffy things. Love it. And then at the end you get a lovely coffee and I think, oh, that's nice. I like serving people.
See, I think Starbucks is the worst of all the main coffee shops.
Yeah, I mean that's a bad example, but I like the simple things, and I like.
So I rate Nero as the top. I like Neros.
Yeah, I just like the idea of it. I like the smell of it, but I'm not saying I want to just. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but that's where my brain goes.
That's fine.
So that's where I'm at.
So you're saying if somebody sat there and created an experience, which was a 2-hour barista experience.
Oh, I'd love it.
You'd pay money for that.
I'd love to just make coffee for people all day.
No,
and that's all I have to think about.
I'd give it 20 minutes, and then you get really sick of Shirley bringing back her mocha chai latte because you've used oat milk and not coconut milk.
Yeah, that's it. I'd like to just make coffees for people, but I get to choose who comes in.
None of those words I just said should exist in a coffee shop.
Controversial.
It just shouldn't. Or matcha. What's all that about?
Yeah, I've never tried matcha.
Just take an Americano and add some little bits to it. And that's all you need.
Little bits?
Hey? Well,
is it tea?
No, I'm saying if you're in a coffee shop.
Yeah, but what is matcha?
Matcha, it's a green powder that people add stuff.
But
I have no idea. I've never wanted to try it. It looks horrible.
We should try matchas at some point.
We should try matchas.
Let's go like two basic
The other thing the thing I actually quite strenuously object to
right.
is a latte or latte, if you go to certain areas. It is essentially hot milk with some coffee in. It's a long drink with a couple of shots of espresso and then hot milk in. Mm-hmm. So it's like a coffee milkshake, right? Mm-hmm. A chai latte is therefore tea. Yes, it's chai, which is tea. Right?
You've got your angry politician hands.
Yes, it's that whole thing of like when somebody says, I'll have a chai tea, please. Chai means tea. You're asking for a tea. What you're saying is, I'd like a tea, please.
Oh, no, I don't say chai tea.
But a tea latte. There is nothing worse than a milky cup of tea. Mm-hmm. And there are people out there that aren't just having a milky cup of tea. They're having a cup of tea where the milk is the primary ingredient in this cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can't
check yourselves, people.
Because I'm not a barista. But I'd like to be one of those people that has an elaborate coffee order. Like, what's your coffee order?
A medium Americano.
Yeah, you go straight up normal.
With skim milk.
I go for a white chocolate mocha. And it's
skimmed milk, not skinny milk.
Oh my God, you're angry against the world. You're triggered.
I'm not angry against the world. I just don't understand. It's skimmed milk. It says skimmed milk on the thing. It's 2% instead of 4%. It is an acquired taste that you get, because I get it tastes
just
a bit
water.
watery.
It's white water.
Yes, but once you've had it for a while, going back to normal milk is just horrible because it's all cloyy on the tongue and stuff, and it is a bit healthier. But it's skimmed, not skinny.
No, I don't say skinny. What I do say is that I order a white chocolate mocha. That's my go-to, which is basically just cake in a cup.
It is
It's just
cake in a
pure
cup,
sugar.
yeah.
And it's like my alcohol and my coffee is very similar. I have to disguise the actual flavour with a lot of sugar.
Favourite cake?
Ooh, cheesecake.
Any? Are you talking like key lime cheesecake or baked,
No,
New York
straight
baked?
up basic.
Straight up basic.
Just a bit of vanilla or like a Biscoff or a salted caramel.
See, I like lots of different cakes, but I always come back to the classic carrot.
Oh, I love a carrot cake.
I love a good carrot cake.
Oh my God, my nana.
Good butter icing.
My nana, who's 80, makes the best carrot cake you'll ever eat in your life. And my cousin, who is obviously one of her favourites, he said to her one day, I love your carrot cake, it's really nice. So next time she saw him, she made him a massive carrot cake tray bake for him just by himself. And I was like, you've never done that for me. But eventually, hopefully, I'm working my way up there so I get approved enough to get a big, huge carrot cake tray bake. It is the best ever.
Have you tried just copying his approach and saying, I love your carrot cake?
I
it's
have.
The best.
I have tried everything. I've even stole some of his, but it's the best. And I do like a carrot cake. I like a cream cake. Cream is I am incredibly lactose tolerant. Like a lot of people struggle with lactose and milk and cream and whatever. I have no reaction to it whatsoever, to the point where I literally, if you gave me a ball of mozzarella, I could eat it like an apple. Cheese, milk, cream, that is my downfall.
So would you say you're cream resistant even, rather than tolerant?
I'm the opposite. Just give me all the lactose, give me all the dairy. Just give me a cow. I'll have the steak, I'll have the milk, I'm happy. But my daughter drinks about 19 pints of milk a day, so I think it runs in the family. But yeah, so I am surviving, you are thriving.
Absolutely. Awkward silence. So one of the other reasons I'm thriving is because one of the other reasons that I'm thriving is because I had an epiphany last week.
Oh, go on then.
I know. So over the years, I've frequently tried to start running again, and I try and start running
Frequently
again.
is in the sense that you're like running to start running again.
No, as in every couple of months, I'll think, oh yeah, I'll get back to running, and I make the same mistakes. I go out and I go, okay, because I walk everywhere and I do some exercise, I'm relatively fit, so I can crack out a 5K run in about 28 minutes and just do it and be fine.
Oh,
Except the next day, I'm not fine because my hips let me know in the morning that I'm now 45, so I can't do that.
See,
and then my
exercise
knees
is
sit
bad
there
for
and
you.
go, no, it's bad. So eventually I decided I was going to take a different approach, and I downloaded the Couch to 5K app today. Last week.
Which coach do you have yelling at you?
Oh, there's some women's footballer. I don't know. It was the first one on the list. I don't even know her name.
Prestigious.
She occasionally just mutters in my ear about what I need to do next, and I just follow the instructions.
See, I went off
and
that.
then I have unrelatable things at the very end where she goes, I like feeling nice, so I get my lashes and brows done before I go on the pitch. And I'm
like,
walking
"Me
along
too."
going, yeah, me too, whatever.
Well, no,
Anyway.
but I stopped using that app purely because, like, I was listening to my music and the good bit was coming up in the song, and it would just dip out, and this person would be like, "Make sure you walk in faster," and I'm like, "Oh God,
dear.
go away, shut up."
But so I started it on the basis that if I build it up slowly, my knees and my joints will slowly get used to it, and that's the whole point. Mm-hmm. So I've done that for 3 runs so far, and it's going well. Knees fine, hip fine, all of that. I mean, I did pull my arse, but let's not talk about that.
It's better you doing that than someone else.
But you know the hardest thing?
Running.
Like, I found it so hard because I know I can run. So I have to start with a 5-minute walk when I should be running. And then I run for 60 seconds, and then I walk for 90 seconds, and I do that 8 times. And those 90 seconds of walking, I'm just sitting there going, I just want to run. I just want to run.
As if?
But
Are your diamond shoes too tight?
No, but it's that thing of when you know how to do something, you've got a certain way of doing something, and you know you can do it, and you're having to retrain it. So you're having to deliberately be rubbish at something, or you're having to perform poorly.
Well, it's not poorly. It's just in a different way.
No, but it's just wrong. I really struggle.
You're battling with yourself here, though.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
You are the first person I have ever spoken to who's actually said that about the Couch to 5K. Most people go, oh my God, I don't want to run. I don't want to run. Like, literally.
No, I want to run.
No, I know, but
yeah.
the way I see it is that I'm like, oh, thank God for that walk, because I have no stamina whatsoever. Never have. Even when I was doing ballet, when I was in the cadets, when I was doing all this exercise in the past, when I've been at the gym, throughout my entire life, I have had no stamina at all.
You see, I have the stamina, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because I'm not using it and utilising it the way I think I should.
You're very lucky, because it's. I think it's a rare thing.
But it highlighted something bigger, which is that whole thing of when you're having to relearn something and go back to basics. It would be like you, after 10 years of editing in DaVinci and being all DaVinci art style and stuff like that, then having to work in DaVinci in a different workflow because it was the official one, and you'd have to learn it all again, and you'd hate it.
Yeah.
It would be the most awful 2 months of your life trying to relearn it.
But then in that process, if there's a purpose behind that process.
Oh no, and I trust it, and I'm dealing with it. It's fine. I'm just very surprised at how difficult it was to do something like that.
Yeah, but I think if you look at it in a different way, where you start to savor it a bit more, and like, rather than wanting to be go all the time, every time it's a walk, you should like take that walk to do something, like think of a certain thing, or
but
be
I'm
mindful.
too busy waiting for this little woman to start talking to me again.
Like, no, but in that like little walk bit, you should do something like take a few pictures on your walk, or like every time you're walking, make it like something to look forward to.
Maybe
like
I should.
It's not about the destination; it's about getting there.
I will try that, Izzy, and I'll let you know next week how it went.
Good.
Because I think that's been a big challenge, and I think one of the other biggest challenges you get in life, life challenges.
Oh, wisdom. Go on then.
Well, especially when you're a bit older, I think is when you try and do something new, and you absolutely suck at it, and you know you suck at it. So this is me with things like watercolor. Like, I have tried doing watercolor, and I've tried doing it because I run a business that sells watercolor stuff, so I should know how to do watercolor. Oh, and it's just mind-numbingly crushing to sit there and do some watercolor. You do it, you put it all out, you look at it, you go, well, it's okay, but it's shit, really, isn't it? And you know it is, because of course it is, because you need to put hours and hours of practice into it to get good.
Yeah.
It's like playing music. It's like anything. You've got to invest the time up front. And when you're young, it's all new, so you don't mind. You haven't got anything to compare it against, apart from what you did yesterday or what you did the day before, which is great because you're always going to be better than you were yesterday. But when you're a bit older, or maybe it's society, maybe it's things now, everywhere you look, you're being bombarded. Like if you did search the hashtag watercolor or something, you'll just be bombarded with all these amazing artists doing wonderful art. Yeah. And then you look at your stick man against a two-tone bloody background of the lakes and something that may be a frog, who knows? And you look at it and you think, well, a 3-year-old could do better than that.
Yeah.
You instantly feel rubbish, because you're comparing it to something that you shouldn't. Whereas I think either in days of old, where you didn't have the comparison points, or when you're younger, you don't make those comparisons. You compare it to what you did last time, and you're happy with that output. And I feel that's a real challenge these days. The cynicism of knowing that what you're producing is rubbish, even though you're on a long journey to get better.
But then also, I mean, I have many points to add to that, which is I have now forgotten all of them. But the first one being that when you're learning something new, I have the thing where I don't want to do the learning part. I just want to do it. Like when I was learning to drive, I was annoyed at the fact I had to learn. Like, just give me the keys, let me learn it, figure it out myself. Let me literally go out on the A1 without any experience and just let me figure it out. I'm one of those people who is very used to the deep end, as you've seen in business and in life and in work. I'm so used to having to just do things without any knowledge or experience whatsoever. I'm used to being in that zone of, oh my God, but I'm kind of doing it, sort of thing. But I don't like the process of learning. Or I do like the process of learning. I get frustrated at myself when I'm not amazing straight away. But I think it is down to that TikTokifying of hobbies, where hobbies are now everything you do in life has to be seen and talked about all the time.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that there's a pressure that oh, I'm doing something new, so I have to now officially share it with everyone and be a mouthpiece for this particular hobby industry. Like, it becomes like, if there's any unique part of you now, there's a pressure to go, right, I've got to share this now with everyone to prove that I have a soul. Like, it's almost like proof of life. But I think what I found recently, because I'm a crafter, I make stuff, I crochet stuff, I've made like clothes for myself. I've actually made stuff to wear, which I will wear to work. And it's a crocheted bikini. I'm joking, it's not. I've made stuff for myself. I've made stuff for family. Not that.
I've seen the knitted mankini. It was awful.
well, exactly. You never wore yours. And I've made all sorts of stuff, but I
use it as a banana holder.
but my point is that I've literally sat there and thought, while I'm crocheting these things and making these things, which is my way of switching off because my brain can work on something while I'm watching telly, is that I sit there and go, do I have to now create an Instagram account all about my crocheting and that journey? And I'm like, no, I don't. I just don't. Like, a lot of people think of it that way, which is, oh, I now do this. This is part of my brand. Let me put it online. And it's not about the experience anymore. It's about the result and showing how quick it was and the immediate gratification of it all.
I know. I'm still in two minds as to whether I'm lucky or unlucky at having grown up when I grew up, because my default isn't that. And I forget all the time. I still meet somebody. I met Charlotte last Friday, had a wonderful walk along the beachfront. We talked about her business. We talked about podcasts. It was really interesting. I even said, I'm really rubbish at the social media stuff, really, like taking pictures of people you meet and then posting it to say you've met. And she said, oh, I know, I'm terrible with that as well. And then we walked off and didn't take a picture. To be able to sit there and say we've done this, to network and stuff, having even said we should do it, it's not the way. My brain does not work that way. I do not think I need to take a picture of this. I'm perpetually going, oh, I should have taken a picture of that.
Yeah, whereas I am constantly in a thing which is, I have to take a picture. It's like I'm being forced, and by not doing it feels like a rebellion against, I don't know who, the overlords that run these big social media platforms, but like I am a millennial, a zillennial, if you will. Like, I grew up with social media from when I was about 11, I think it was. It started to come out and be a big deal. So I had two sides of the experience of never having, like, there's literally 1 or 2 photos of me as a baby. Like, there's about 2,000 of Esme. But like, I started off life in that sort of world, and then it all massively flipped to the other side where everyone was on social media and everything was being shared all the time. So I remember what it was like before, but I was too young to actually, properly understand it. But I don't know, I always nostalgically think, or just kind of think, right, if I don't share this and I actively don't go on social media, I'm rebelling against it. It like feels like an actual thing where I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to post this because everyone thinks that you have to all the time, and it feels like it's going the other way.
I feel like we're now at a position where you have to have that social media presence, an online presence.
Yeah, and it's
if
exhausting.
you have a business, if you have a brand.
It is a lot of work. Like, I'm telling you now that the reasons why I think a lot of businesses that have a good idea flourish and fly is because they hire a full-time social media manager.
Yeah,
someone who
I would
literally
agree.
does. Because you could spend, and which is why I coach a lot of business people who are solopreneurs, who are people doing it on their own, because at the end of the day, it's become a full-time job, which is mad.
But I think the other thing is, it's really hard to do it for yourself because you're not being paid. You are, but you're not. If you know what I mean, it's entirely self-motivated. Whereas, see, I struggle to do these things for myself, but if I was being paid by somebody else to do it, I'd probably be okay. Because it's a job, and I feel I then have to do something and deliver it for them because I'm being remunerated for it.
I run a media business.
I know.
Hello, like I know that feeling.
It's weird though, right?
Yeah, no, but it's like the hairdresser's ponytail.
Because I have been sitting there thinking, how can I swap services in some way, barter something so I can get somebody to help me out?
Well, that's it. But everyone's in the same boat, and I think but then also it's such a fallacy because you think, what's going to happen if tomorrow, all the social media platforms just get switched off. Like, all of this stuff, like, oh, I haven't posted on Instagram today. Why are we slaves to a platform that basically is just a millionaire's, like, app? That literally, if I posted a thing about me doing this with you, whatever, or didn't, the world would remain the same the next day. And it's such a weird thing that you get so hyper focused, and it is exhausting, which is why, as a business, weirdly, for the media business, if you look at what we were peddling 5 years ago about, you know, social media, all the coaching and all the stuff I did was on social media. I don't really talk about social media much anymore because I think everyone's tired of it, and I think selling has kind of gone the other way, and it's become so big and so confusing and so overwhelming that it's actually, unless you are a person who has the budget to have a full-time social media manager, it's actually quite hard to start seeing returns. And I think we're in a world where everyone thinks, where in business you think, you see all these people out there who say, put money in here and you will get money out. And it never really works like that.
I think there's a big difference now between products and physical services, especially locally based physical services. So for yourself, you know, you have a wonderful studio here in Sunderland.
Ta-da.
Exactly. Good plug. But, you know, you're better off networking with individuals from the Northeast who have access to come here, who can do it. It's no point you sitting there blasting Instagram and a bunch of people in San Francisco see your stuff, because what the hell use is that?
Yeah.
You know
or it's
what I
people
mean?
I went to school with, and you're like, well, you're never going to be a client.
Exactly. So, you know, I think that's where LinkedIn helps to a point, because it's a bit more, your network is likely to be a bit more local, but nothing beats getting out there and actually putting your face in front of people and getting to know people and doing that. Product selling, I think, is different. It's about finding the individuals around the world who want your product. You know, my art stuff I sell all around the world. You know, people remember Terry Harrison and they look him up, and I've just, you know, got an order going out to Switzerland. I've had orders going out to the USA this week. And the UK. It's fully international.
Well, it's how you describe, when I met you, you said, my job is flogging a dead guy.
Quite literally, yeah.
And I was like, tell me more. And that's how we ended up here. But so before I close all this off, because it's a shorter one.
That's got to be the title for the episode.
Flogging
a dead guy.
.com. But my question is something.
I wonder if that's a real website.
And don't look it up now. I will end up on a list. I have a question which has been bugging me for the last few days, and I've needed various people's opinions because it's upset me quite a lot. Well, it hasn't upset me. It's got to me. Which is, in the English language... Oh. You've sat up like, oh, this is serious. In the English language...
I'm a pedant, come on.
We have... No. So, tell me the difference between nip, hop and pop. And they're not the Rice Krispies characters. Like, so, for example, going to the shops. I'm just nipping to the shops. I'm just popping to the shops. I'm just hopping to the shops.
Well,
why do we say one or the other?
Well, I don't know why anyone says hop.
Nip to here.
Hopping to the shop
but
doesn't make any sense.
But what's the difference between hop, nip and pop?
Hopping into bed makes sense, because actually sometimes you have to physically hop into bed. You might, if you've got a high bed, you might actually have to physically hop.
So hopping implies you're there for a long time.
Hopping I think implies the physical element of having to hop into.
Yeah, but like
something.
hop into bed. Oh, hop on the sofa. that's
that's
physically getting into. But nip and pop. What is the difference? And why do we choose one or the other?
I don't know. You need to speak to Susie Dent.
No, but
because these are colloquialisms as well.
The opinions that I've had so far, I've asked around, and the main belief is that pop implies a longer experience than nip. So if you nip to the shops, you're literally grabbing milk. If you pop into the shops, you're grabbing multiple things.
I don't.
What's your opinion?
I don't believe I have a distinction between the two.
But
I think
give me yours.
I think you could use them either.
But nip and pop. Why do we say nip and why do we say pop?
I don't know.
I'm just nipping to the shops. I'm just popping to the shops.
Because we always have.
But like, why do we choose which one to say in that particular moment?
Probably
What's the meaning
because
behind
our family
it?
said, I don't know. Izzy, I'm afraid you're not going to get much of an answer from me, because I'm trying to give you a proper answer and I don't have one.
Well, I'll stop this conversation now. So next week, we keep a format. Are you going to be thriving or are you going to be surviving?
Next week I will, hopefully I'll be thriving, but we'll have to see.
Next week, I really goddamn hope I have a thriving week. If anyone's keeping score, tell me if I'm...
Remember, Izzy, positive mindset.
Mindset.
You've got to manifest it.
A positive mindset. Yes. Right, Hannibal. Goodbye.
Bye.